Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Play OpenTTD episode 9, and we have a major emergency on our hands. Let's take a look. Over on our network you can see all these trains are backed up through the backbone hub. Goes all the way down to the flat junction we built last episode. And this... yeah, there are the alarms by the way. And this is right after episode 8. So if you downloaded the save game, you would have seen this. So what's the problem? It was all this overflow. I screwed up one thing. So you can see right here, this path signal needs to be a two-way path signal, not a one-way path signal. So let's move these trains around and get that fixed. So with the two-way path signal, trains will see that route as a dead end, and then they will actually go into the depot. Now you might also notice that none of these trains are upgraded. If we actually check on the vehicles, let's see, not road vehicles, check on the trains, we can see that about 3/4 of the vehicles have been upgraded, but not really the ones over here. And the reason for that is a little mistake I made. So in the train's orders, they look for a train depot immediately after hitting this waypoint. The problem is they hit the waypoint while heading towards the reverser. So at that point, they still cannot see the depot over here. So they just don't do anything. So to fix that, I'm just going to add another depot over here. We can make this, I guess, goods pick up maintain 2. So then when these trains hit the first waypoint, then they can go to the second waypoint, and then they can actually look for a depot to maintain at. So let's let that train go. And then this jam will slowly sort itself out over several months. If we look over at our oil refinery, we can see we got up to 1,000 crates of goods per month, and the oil, there's only 4,000 oil waiting. I don't know whether that's because we're creating so many goods or if it's just because all the oil trains are backed up. You can see we have 4,000 crates of goods stuck in the station. So yeah, our rating's not doing so good there, 0% transported. We can see another downside of this particular overflow design or this particular upgrade scheme is that trains trying to leave the overflow will be blocked by trains entering the overflow. So you could probably imagine a smarter design could handle that, but as our trains get upgraded, it will cease to be a problem, so I'm just going to let that be. Now, while those trains are all backed up and sorting themselves out, that does mean that the exit of this station, these 3 stations here, is clear of trains, so we have an opportunity to upgrade it without trains getting in the way. So the situation we have here is a 3-to-2 merge. So 2 of the lines will get priority and the third line will get choice between the other 2 lines, but it'll be deprioritized. So since the goods and the oil have the most number of trains compared to the coal, I'm going to make those 2 lines the prioritized lines and give the coal line choice. So let's see, make this bridge a bit longer. So we can put a split over here. Then we can move everything over a bit. So we have room to stick some bridges in. Like so. Or actually, let's keep the inner line. Let's only bridge over one of the lines so we can merge these 2 together. So something like this, I guess. And then let's just put down some signals and make sure the waiting bays have enough room, or this one waiting bay has enough room. So it doesn't look like it does, so that's 4 plus 3 is 7. Let's extend the waiting bay a little bit. I guess we can just build a little loop out like that. So now the split is back here. So we have 2 plus 4 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. And then these 2 corners form 10. So that is perfect. We'll need a path-based signal. And then for the other line, Let's see how much space we can make by moving the merge down over here. Still just 5 long, so we'll need a lot more space. So we can move this bridge down a tile by making it a bit longer, like so. And then, let's see, then we have some room over here. We can move this line over. And then we can make the merge down here. So let's count that. 5 plus 5 is 10. So that is almost perfect too, just half a tile extra space. So those are the two waiting bays over this bridge and right down this diagonal. So then let's just add some priorities. There's not much room on the inside here, so I guess we'll just do the minimum length one. And on this outer one, we have some decent space, so we can chain back a little bit. Let's see, I did that backwards. I'm prioritizing the wrong line. So this one should have the entry signal, this one should be the combo signal to chain backwards. Alright, so that's pretty good. So you can see this train will be waiting for those two trains. And we're going to be having a lot of traffic right now since everything was backed up. Hopefully it should clear up and hopefully this merge will be doing alright with that traffic. Still at 0% transported. We have the number of waiting goods though, and our operating profit has cratered, but it's going back up, so it should be back up quick enough. It might even be higher than before since we have tons of goods or tons of cargo waiting on the tracks, waiting to be delivered. We'll see. So while we were doing that, the traffic made its way all the way back to the flat junction, and I can see here that some of these waiting bays are the wrong length. So let's adjust those. You can see a little bit cheeky there, but if you have a signal on the very last tile of a train, trains will not crash into each other. So yeah, you can see these trains entered the intersection, and that means these waiting bays are too long. Because just like when you're driving, you shouldn't enter the intersection until there's room on the other side. We don't want these trains entering this intersection until there's room over in this waiting bay. Let's also count this one. So 3 plus 2 is 5, and then another 5 is right there. So let's shorten that waiting bay a little bit. This one you can see is perfect length. So that one's fine. And this one as well. This train entered the intersection when it shouldn't have. So let's remove that signal. Please don't crash. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. Let's actually stop this train to let this one get out of the way. Yeah, but that should fix a few waiting bay issues. So while the jam is clearing, it's gone quite a ways back now. But while it's clearing, we can continue work on the expansion to the factory up north. So the first thing to do is double up this main line that heads to that coal pickup. So there we go. We built this sort of gorge overpass. It follows the terrain and I think it looks pretty nice. We have the tunnels as well. Not really necessary, but I think it looks nice. And over here we have a sort of temporary sideline hub situation. So now it's going to be time to upgrade this. So I stared at this for a second and I think we can do some live commentary here. Shouldn't be too hard. So I'm just going to straighten that out. Replace this with, replace that with a bridge. 2 bridges actually. And then I'm going to move this one line, move this one line over so it goes under those 2 bridges. So then at this point we have the main line sort of branch out. We got both of these 2 lines on the inside. So we have some room for waiting bays right in the middle. Something like this. So there we go. So I guess let's not bother counting just yet. Let's leave that for later. So that'll be that on-ramp sort of thing. Actually lengthen this out a bit. We can tighten this up. So we can make some room over here for the exit coming from the east. 2, 3, connect it up like that. I'm just going ahead and using doubled bridges. Gives it a little higher capacity even if that's not strictly necessary. We can merge it way up ahead, give us lots of room. Okay, so that is that line. We can also have the split off for the other lane, wherever, something like that should be fine. And then we can get rid of this temporary exit. So that will handle the eastward directions, and next are the westward directions. So we'll do a similar thing, bridge over. Can have, let's see, split it way back over here, I guess. Doesn't need to be that far back, but I like having the nice diamond shape. So I guess it doesn't really matter. We're having an issue where these bridges are about to intersect with each other. So actually, let's back up the main line a bit maybe. Give us a little more room. And then we can move these bridges over. There we go. And I guess we can just go over a tile and do more bridges. Then I'll deal with that in a sec. Put down some signals. And then we also need to consider the inner line, which we can split off in a similar way and go into some bridges as well. Then at this point, actually let's try and keep these close together. So I'll keep it merging to the right. And then at this point, let's have the other side bridge over. So once this guy gets out of the way, put down some signals so these aren't all one signal block. Don't need this line anymore. Let's essentially extend these bridges further. Or is it farther? I'm not sure. But make them go over these other 2 lines as well. So that'll definitely be enough waiting bay space. And then we can sneak these lines underneath like so. Let's move the merge back a little bit, give them lots of space to merge. There we go. Plenty of space. Put down some signals. And that will be good. Put down a few more signals. That'll be good for the exits coming from the east. Excuse me, coming from the west. Alright, so the last thing to do is the entry onto the main line to the west. So that also shouldn't be too difficult. In fact, we can just do something real simple like this. So this will be one waiting bay. This will be the other waiting bay. And we'll just see somewhere these will merge together, recombine, move this split back. Looks like we need one more tile of space, and I don't want to demolish the water since it's super expensive, so I'll just move everything over a tile. And there we go. That will be top root going towards the east, bottom root going towards the west. Put down some signals, and now we can count the waiting bays. So starting over here, that's where trains will stop. Go 10 tiles back. So trains will essentially be stopping at those two spots. And then let's try and fit in another waiting bay length. So 10 tiles to there. Oops. Placing tracks randomly. 10 tiles to there. 10 tiles to there. So if we just put the split right there, that'll be perfect. Yeah, so let's just put a path-based signal right there. So there's 4 waiting bays in total, and we can put in some medium-sized priorities. Chain those combo and exit signals backwards. Do the same on the other side. Combo signal, and exit signal. And then let's count the waiting bays over here. So that's 3 plus 7 is 10. And over here we have, let's see, 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 2. So that's exactly 10 right there. Is that right? 4, these corners make 5. Plus 4 is 9. So then one more tile, so actually right there. And we'll put a path signal. So those are those 2 waiting bays, and let's make sure to put in the priorities. So just chain back those combo signals. Wait a moment, that's the wrong line. Keep doing that today. That one doesn't quite fit in. So I guess we'll just do the minimum length. This one, we do have room though. So we'll chain backwards, combo signal, and exit signal. So at this point, this sideline hub is done. So I guess this is sideline hub 3. If you're counting the flat junction, which I kind of wasn't, but so you can see this flat junction doesn't have the left turns, but I guess we might as well count it as sideline hub number 2. Let's go ahead and check the sign list. There we go, we got 3 sideline hubs. After finishing up the sideline hub, let's go ahead and check on the network, and the jam should be gone by now, I think. You can see it looks like it's cleared up. Yeah, let's see how many trains are. Wow, a lot of trains in that depot, and they're just picking up these goods. So that's going pretty well now, and exit's doing well, it seems. So that's good. Let's go ahead and check on the flat junction, and that seems to be doing fine, though there aren't that many trains going through it right now. We'll see how long it lasts. And we can also take a look at our operating profit. You can see where the jam was cratered, and then it's come back up and mostly recovered. So the next thing, we have the option of building up the hub over here to connect up the factory. But we've been doing a lot of building this episode, building of hubs. So I think instead we might as well get some variety and connect up some primary industries to this new sideline hub. So the only suitable industry I found is this oil well over here. It has a relatively low production, so hopefully it doesn't close. So I guess first I'll just build the platform. So in the previous episode, I had a lot more time lapses. This episode, there's less time lapses, and I'm not really sure what people like the best. I'm sure different people like different things. We'll have to, I have to find a balance, find a way to give enough variety to the series that people still find it interesting, I think. So, yeah, we have the option of doing time lapses, doing live commentary, and also maybe we can do post commentary, have like a 2x speed time lapse and do commentary over it, so that'll be a little bit more fast paced than just doing live commentary. I think that might be a good balance. So right here I'm just putting in the trains first so we can get the percent transported rating up. It'll hopefully make sure that doesn't close, though it is random, so it could still close, and then afterwards I will connect up the tracks. So I'm just making some space here to build a little split over the hills. Yeah, but if you have any thoughts about time lapses versus live commentary, what you want to see, you can leave some comments and I'll take them into account, see what people want, hopefully make the series more enjoyable for everyone. Let's just have this room. We have this room now because of that split earlier. We can just connect that up. And then, yeah, good. So that works pretty well. And we just have to venture over these hills to reach the oil wells. So I guess this looks a little bit steep here, so we can just go around past Getwood down over there. It's a little bit hard building on these slopes facing away from us. We'll see. Guess I'll do some terraforming. Some perilous mountain tracks here. And then just connect them up however works. Seems pretty good. Yeah. But I don't know if people find just me building tracks like this particularly interesting. But yeah, I'm sure some people enjoy it. Some people probably don't enjoy it. But this one shouldn't take too long because we just finished that, and we can put those signals down, and that should be good. We can see it's at 17%. It's going to take quite a while to fill up with this low production, but we probably need about 4 trains maybe. So there we go. Let them sit in that depot. Let's just make this a little bit nicer, go around the terrain. So next episode we'll probably finish up the factory. We can build the, let's see, sideline hub over here somewhere. It'll be serving as a temporary main station hub for the factory. Hopefully we can build the drop here, pick up for the goods, and get some trains running so that our iron ore doesn't keep getting deleted. And for building that sideline hub, we can try and do the 2x speed post commentary maybe. I think that could be enjoyable. But anyway, I think this is a pretty good time to stop this episode. Though actually, it looks like these trains are a little backed up, so maybe let's just put in a quick overflow over here. So I think we can just put in a nice, we can just do the very simple design where we just peg on a depot like so. Nothing too fancy. This will just make sure that that oil well we just built, the station for that oil well, doesn't get blocked up. So there we go. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or opinions about time lapses and, ways to make this series enjoyable, please leave them down below, and I'll see you next time.